Hello and welcome to our second in our series of MacJournal tutorials. We're glad you're here. In this tutorial we'll be covering the basics of the software, how to create and delete journals, how to create and delete entries, how to insert various forms of media into your journal entries, as well as other topics of interest. Let's get started. Okay, so now that you've successfully installed MacJournal, let's go on a brief tour. The first stop on our tour is the toolbar, which is a Mac OS X style toolbar. Now MacJournal gives you a lot of flexibility to customize the toolbar any way you want. In order to do that, choose View, Customize Toolbar, drag the buttons that you want onto the toolbar, and choose Done. Now conversely, if you'd like to remove buttons, choose View, Customize Toolbar, drag the buttons that you want off the toolbar, and choose Done. Next we have the sidebar. Now within the sidebar source list you can navigate your journals by toggling the arrows on the left hand side open or closed. Now next we have the calendar, which allows you to quickly create entries for a given day as well as see at a glance which days have entries. Next we have the Entries pane, which provides a list of the entries within the selected journal. The next step on our tour is the Information bar, which contains editable information about the currently selected journal or entry. Next we have the main area where the contents of the currently selected journal or entry will be displayed. Next we have the Inspector, which allows you to customize various properties of the currently selected journal or entry. Now we're going to talk about journals, the journal in MacJournal. Journals, as you well know, are places where you can store thoughts that you want to keep private or that you want to share with others. It's your choice. To create a new journal in MacJournal, hit Shift-Command-N on your keyboard or choose File and New Journal. A dialog box appears allowing you to name your journal. You can call it whatever you want. It's totally up to you. For instance, I'm going to write a journal about TV shows that go past the point of no return, otherwise known as jumping the shark. Once I enter the title, I'll click on the Create button. Now there are other ways to create a journal in MacJournal. You can click on the Add button down in the bottom left-hand corner of the source list, or you can do a right click, whatever works for you. Okay, so now we have two journals, Jump the Shark and Disaster Movies. So what do we do now? We add our thoughts by adding entries. Entries exist within journals, therefore you need to choose which journal you want to add the entry to. And just like journals, adding entries can be done in several different ways. By choosing File, New Entry, hit Command-N, click on the gear icon and choose New Entry, or you can click on any date in the calendar and add it that way too. Now it's up to you to give your entry a title, or you don't have to. It's totally up to you. Now click in the main area and start writing. You can continue to write to your heart's content. Now, of course, you may make a mistake or decide that you want to get rid of a journal or a journal entry. It's easy. Just choose the journal or the entry that you want to remove and hit your delete key. Now, a cool feature in MacJournal is the ability to add an entry when you have other applications open. Now, say for instance I was in iMovie and I had a flash of genius. Based on the keystroke combination I chose in Preferences, I can add a quick note. So I can hit, in this case, Command-Shift-I, which brings up the quick note window. And then next, I have the option of either appending my comments into a pre-existing entry, or I can create a new entry. The information in the fields is self-explanatory. To save this quick entry, click on the OK button. Now sometimes you get tired of typing and you'd rather record your voice or add video. In MacJournal it's easy. Simply choose View, Show Recording Bar, or hit Command-Option-R on your keyboard. Hitting Command-Option-R again will hide the recording bar. Now that we have the recording bar displayed, you can choose to either have audio or audio and video. It's up to you. Now clicking on the camera button will create a video entry. For now, let's just do audio. Click on the record button and record the audio. Shelley Winters gained 35 pounds for the part of Belle Rose in the Poseidon Adventure, and she never took it off. As you notice, the sound levels were displayed. Now, if you need to adjust the level, move the microphone closer to you. Now, say that you wanted to add this audio to your journal. Click on the gear icon to the right and add it. Now keep in mind that we can always edit the audio or video based on the applications you have on your computer. For instance, you could edit the sound file in GarageBand, or you could edit your video in iMovie. It's all up to you. But for information on editing audio or video files, consult the help section of the respective program you plan on using. Now you're not limited to just text or audio or video, but you can also add pictures or other types of entries. To add a picture such as a JPEG file, a GIF file, or a PDF file, simply drag and drop the file that you want to insert into your journal. Now say for instance you've written a review of the Poseidon adventure in Microsoft Word and you'd like to have it appear in your entry. MacJournal allows common text formats to be imported into entries. Those formats that MacJournal doesn't recognize appear as links to the original file. It goes without saying that with any journal entry you want to keep, don't forget to save it. Last but not least for this tutorial, MacJournal allows you to view your journals and journal entries in a variety of ways. For instance, selecting multiple entries will give you the text for the selected entries in the main area. Also, you can sort by date or by topic or whatever is in the header row. Okay, so that about does it for this tutorial. Our next tutorial will cover sharing your journals online. If you have any questions, check out the manual or check us out online at MacJourrnalsoftware.com. But for now though, share some good thoughts today.